Hello and welcome viewers. Let's get a view on the rupee and the strategy with Riya Singh, Technical Research Analyst, Currencies from Nirmal Bank. Riya, good morning. To start off with, firstly, if you could just help us understand last couple of trading sessions, if you see in terms of the rupee, pretty much it's consolidating in a narrow range and there has been, slight bit of pressure that has come in. What's the overall outlook looking like for the rupee?
So rupee, as you said, is consolidating. Now, if we see for the last three sessions, we have seen rupee depreciating from around 71.30 to 72 levels. But in the last session, we saw a little bit appreciation happening, and the same has continued for today. So what has factored in this is the fall in the oil prices that we have seen. So that is the major component that is helping in the appreciation in the rupee for the today's session. But we are not expecting rupee appreciating for more than 71.50, 71.30.
Okay.
So even for the coming session, it will be mostly in the narrow range for about 71.85 to 71.30.
Right, and how big an impact is coronavirus, because that is something which is actually darkening the outlook for the global economy. In turn, what's the impact?
So what happens is when such risk off happens in the economy, the major investments goes into the safe havens such as dollar and precious metals. So here we are seeing that the dollar index is getting strong. So because of this, also the if you see US 10-year bond yield, it has come
at
to
record
the
low, correct.
to the all low, which is also indicating that there is a risk off in the market. So what happens in this situation is the emerging markets currencies gets weakened.
Correct.
Because of which the rupee we are seeing depreciating. So most probably there will be a depreciation that will be happening for a short term, say about 70 to 30. But this will be opposed by the demand in oil because of the coronavirus. So there will be a dip in the oil which will not let the rupee to depreciate much. So probably the depreciation will happen for like coming short term till 70 to 30, not more than that.
But is there any support coming in from the FI front? Because if you see month to date data as well, the FIs have continued to pour money in the equity and the debt segment. So with that money coming in, does that actually provide any support right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the inflows are there and inflows continue to be there, the rupee will not depreciate much. So we are not seeing, because of all these factors, rupee depreciating much beyond 70 to 30. That also it won't hold much there. It will probably be there for a session or two and it will come back towards the 70 to 71, 85
Right,
levels.
and any domestic factors that we need to watch out for to keep our look on the rupee?
Domestic factors, probably if there is any, again the coronavirus is there, is it coming in the country, then the FII inflows, then these two factors are the major, and the other factor is the oil prices. What is oil prices going up, because we being the major importer of the oil, so these three factors are the major factors that we need to as far as the domestic factors are concerned. But if you want to go further than that, you can have a look on the dollar index. If the dollar index is getting strong, obviously it will have an effect on the rupee because of the money or the funds that is diverting towards the safe havens.
Right. And do you think that the RBI is actually taking full advantage of this and building their reserves then?
I hope so. But yeah, I think they should, because in the we are looking forward for because if you see at the economic growth of our country, it is we are not seeing much improvement.
Absolutely.
We are not seeing much improvement. So if the RBI takes on to the advantage and comes out with a good policies or something more of the monetary action, it will definitely help in the long run for the rupee as well as for the economic growth.
Right. And very lastly, any strategy in terms of a trade that you would want to highlight for today?
I think one should, if I've seen the levels, then if it goes beyond 71, 75, I think one should go for a short. for
Okay.
around 71.50 levels max, and there is a bounce back that will happen from that level. So for intraday, I think one can go short.
Right, so that's
Yeah.
with the dollar rupee pair.
Yeah.
But apart from the dollar rupee pair, any other strategies if you have to consider, probably, in terms of the yen, or even, for example, the euro or pound, anything
So,
that you can highlight on that
so
front?
pound one can go for a buy, because if you see from the last two trading session, pound USD has gone strong a bit. So there is a reversal that is happening. So probably because of that, the pound will go. The pound INR will will depreciate. So one can go buy for in that, and yen will probably catch on the trend for the rupee. So just follow the rupee trend for today. If there is a heavy selling that is happening in rupee today, so that will be followed, the same action will be followed in the yen.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the strategy that we have for the rupee dollar pair as well as the rupee pound pair. In fact, thanks Riya for joining us. That's all that we have. Thanks for watching.